From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Friday, September 12th, 2014. Silver is trading at $18.62 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,237 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $476. Antiwar.com reports the Russian-brokered ceasefire in East Ukraine is holding, much to the chagrin of Western nations looking to use the ongoing war as an excuse to spark a new Cold War. Not to worry, though, they're going to keep trying. President Obama announced a new round of sanctions against Russia's financial and energy sector yesterday, aimed at punishing them for Russia's illegal actions in Ukraine. President Obama blamed Russia for the war, and the administration hasn't seemed too happy with peace either. The European Union, which had announced sanctions earlier in the week but delayed them because of the ceasefire, announced they're going to implement them today whether the ceasefire collapses or not. President Obama spoke of the potential for the sanctions to be rolled back if Russia complies with the very non-specific Western demands, but the implementation of new sanctions after Russia effectively took the helm to end the Ukrainian war they've been harping about suggests that whatever happens in the weeks and months to come, the West will find excuses to continue the sanctions war. FPP Radio News is brought to you by Coinbase. Coinbase is a simple and secure online Bitcoin wallet for sending, receiving, and storing Bitcoin. Get started at coinbase.fppradio.com. That's coinbase.fppradio.com. UPI reports Yahoo on Thursday made public a secret legal battle with the federal government over request for user information. The battle became so heated the government threatened the company with fines of $250,000 per day if they did not give them what they wanted. Yahoo made the threat public after a special federal court unsealed 1,500 pages of legal documents. Those legal documents were over the scope of National Security Agency surveillance programs. The documents bring new light on tensions between American tech companies and the intelligence community long before former NSA contractor Edward Snowden started leaking documents last year. In a written statement, Yahoo's general counsel Ron Bell said, "We refuse to comply with what we viewed as unconstitutional and overbroad surveillance and challenged the U.S. government's authority." He also said that the challenge and the later appeal in the case was unsuccessful. In a joint statement, the Justice Department and Office of Director of National Intelligence said the court found the government has sufficient procedures in place to ensure that the Fourth Amendment rights of targeted U.S. persons are adequately protected and that the requests were reasonable. FPP Radio News is brought to you by Roberts & Roberts Brokerage. For over 35 years, Roberts & Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They now take Bitcoin for purchasing precious metals so you can turn your profits into a long-term investment. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing. 800-874-9760. The Guardian reports PayPal will start accepting Bitcoin payments through its subsidiary Braintree, according to a company statement. The firm is partnering with Bitcoin payment processor Coinbase, one of the largest Bitcoin companies, which already handles payments for clients including Overstock and Reddit. Bill Reddy, the CEO of Braintree, said, "This is PayPal making a move to embrace Bitcoin." The integration of Bitcoin means companies that already use Braintree to run their payments will be able to accept Bitcoin in the coming months without changing their configuration, a move that could boost adoption of the cryptocurrency. Braintree already handles transactions by companies like Uber, Airbnb, and Dropbox. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong told TechCrunch, "We had a lot of developers tell us they'd love to add Bitcoin. But Braintree handles their payments and they didn't want to add another SDK. They would say that if Braintree added it, they would add it." Merchants wanting to accept Bitcoin payments will still need to set up a Coinbase wallet, but they do have the option to instantly convert every Bitcoin payment back into fiat currency. Braintree support for Bitcoin follows the announcement of Bitcoin adoption by a competitor, Stripe, back in March. The integration with Braintree won't affect customers or merchants with PayPal accounts. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.